Ten, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Hello and welcome to the HFD Footy Show on this beautiful Tuesday evening for some. First, we're going to introduce the panel. First, on the right of me, I have, I think, in a Hawthorn shirt, we have the King of the North. Hello, King. How are you, my friend?
G'day, everybody.
Now,
I'm good.
He doesn't want to wear his Crows merchandise because they think they're in the grand final already, so he's getting dressed up in white. But we have beautiful Crom over there. So, Crom, how are you, my friend?
I'm good, mate. Thanks for the intro.
All right, and the big man himself, after a shocking result on Thursday night, Chris C, how are you, my friend?
Yeah, not too bad. Like I thought I was going to be feeling worse, but you know, Thursday night feels a long time. Feels a long time ago, so I feel okay.
Well, you want to start? You felt like it was a long time ago, so let's start. So, first game, Thursday night, it was the Power and the Bombers under the roof at Marvel Stadium. And obviously, if you want to hear what me and the King had to say, make sure you look at after the game, which is also on this channel. But first of all, I'm going to give it to you, the main man, Chris C. You did a watch along with the King. What was your thoughts? Break it down for us.
Look, for the game like itself, I thought both teams it was a shit game of footy to watch. Like it wasn't great. Skills were terrible on both sides. And just Port Adelaide especially, they were playing this new game style. I don't know what game style it is. It's like this run, gun, handball, like excessive handballs. And when they got it going, it looked okay. So it looked good when they got it going, but to get it going, it's hard. And the problem playing that kind of game style is like if you stuff it up, turnovers happen. So we're lucky that Essendon just are not that great, and they couldn't bury us. They scored 18 points like that. That score, like imagine they scored those points, like we would have got thrashed. So, and Essendon, they haven't got many A graders. Well, they got one. They got one A grader. The other guys are just still pretty young in that team. So to get beaten by them, the way we got beaten, especially in that last quarter when we ran out of legs, it was very disappointing. Now I'm not going to have like a massive rant like I did last time because you know, it's. I said what I had to say the other night, but I was really disappointed in that last quarter, especially. Our skills were horrible. I thought our youngsters, like, if there's going to be a positive light on the whole thing, I thought our youngsters, like Christian Moraes, I thought he did really well on the wing. I thought he looked like a AFL player. I thought, yeah. So who was the other youngster that played for us? Berry. I thought Berry was not too bad. Not as good as his other game, but yeah, he was serviceable. And I thought, yeah, so the youngsters did okay. I just thought our core good players, our A grade players, or if you call them A grade, probably they're not. But the senior guys like Rosie, especially Rosie, the captain, like he just had if you had him in your super coach, you'd be pissed off because he would have been like really bad. So, and then Horn Francis, doing mistakes, didn't have a great night. He did try though in the end, like the last quarter, it was kind of like him against the Bombers. Like he tried to get us over the line. He scored a beautiful goal, but yeah, it just wasn't enough. And I don't know, like what I said that against the Collingwood game. Like when we get to that point where the tide turns, we drop our heads. It's like when we drop our heads, that's it. We're done. And it's happened too often. Where's the fight? Where's playing for the jumper, man? You know what I mean? So it's just disappointing to see. And yeah, Essendon, just to their credit, they played well in that last quarter. It was good to see Tom Cochrane get a shot as well. He did have a shot on goal, so that was special. But yeah, and unfortunately, he didn't get to start the game.
Should he be activated earlier, or did you reckon it was a perfect time for him to come in?
I thought Soldo was a guy that could have came out. He was very sluggish up forward. Soldo, he looked okay in the ruck, so they could have swapped him out for Soldo maybe a bit earlier than the fourth quarter. So, and maybe would have gave us some more speed in that forward line, but yeah, I don't know why they did that. I like Soldo. I think he's good, but I think he's just too slow in that forward line. He's a ruckman. So, and I think Sweet just edges him out. So he just didn't look. I mean, he hasn't played an AFL game for a while as well. So, but look, just disappointing from a Port Adelaide supporter. Don't know where this season's going. Ken, if you're listening, you got to go, man. Like, your tactics, like, what they don't know how to do, these coaches, is shift from, like, if it's not working, like, you got to try something else. And they don't change it. And most of what we saw on Friday night was coaching. That's what it was. It's not that Essendon, pound for pound, are better players. Like, we're just as good, if not better than them. I personally think, right? But it's the coaching. The coaching is the problem, and it's probably been a problem for a while. And I've masked it as much as I can. I've always liked Kenny. I have, but it's time to go, man. It's time for him to go. He's out of ideas, man. It's stale. It's boring. He does this one style, and then he can't change it mid-game. Do you know what I mean? So, yeah. And that style that we're playing, that style they're trying to play right now, they're trying to play that run gun, as I said before, it's gassing them. And what's happening at the last quarter, they can't run. They can't go. And then the other team, they've sensed it. When they can smell blood, bang. You know what I mean? It doesn't matter what team you are. You can be Richmond. It doesn't matter what shit team you are. Like, so, look, it's concerning. I'm not a happy supporter. I don't know where we're going. I am happy that we did sign Farrell for 5 years. I mean, contracts don't really mean much these days, but at least he's putting faith in the club. I mean, that was a good thing this week. But then all the Butters things as well. We could have used Butters on the weekend. If he goes, I just don't know where we're going. I don't know where we're going. If we bottom out and we lose a lot of players at the end of the year, are we going to have, draft picks to build? With Tasmania coming, I don't know. It's just a bad time to do all this. So, yeah, grim. It looks grim. The future looks very grim, and we've got some hard games. St Kilda this week's not going to be easy. Then we've got the Hawks. We're staring down the barrel to a 4 losses, 1 win after 5 rounds. That's what we're looking at. So it's not a good start for us. So not a happy supporter, but I'm wearing the retro this week. I haven't bought the new one, but I thought I'll don it tonight because we'll be wearing the retro Guernsey Lightning Bolt one on Sunday. So I just thought I'd represent with this one as well. But not a happy supporter, guys. Pretty pissed off, to tell you the truth. So,
well, as the meme said, it's time to go, and that's what he thinks about Ken. So,
he's in my gun. Ken's in my gun, but I'll say it later.
Oh, well, there you go. Ken's Chris C's gun of the week. So, bang, bang. What a beautiful review. Now, the other person would be happy about this because he cannot stand Port Adelaide. Crom, how was did you watch this game? What was your thoughts about this?
Yeah, I watched it, man. And look, Chris pretty much summed up everything about Port. So I'll shine some light on Essendon. I think I think it was an even contest in the third quarter. They, kept Port at bay as much as they could. And then that last quarter, obviously, it was all Essendon in that last quarter. Port was just non-existent. And, Chris mentioned they got one A-grade player. But I'll tell you what, that one A-grade player is probably the best player in the comp right now. I think Merritt is just hands down doing the bits at the moment down at the Dons. So look, they played all right, man. Their young defenders did really well. Zach Reed had a good game. Just a great win from the Bombers for the first win. And look, Port, they look like they're in struggle town. And as Chris mentioned, they're looking like a team that's miles off finals now. And it's amazing how much Butters is missed in this team. So the good win from the Bombers. I'm happy, and I feel for Chris. I really do.
Thanks, man.
We'll get rid of the disappointment. Well, now the next game, it was also under the roof. It was Friday night. It was Carlton taking on Western Bulldogs. Now, obviously, if you wanted to hear my reaction about the Blues, I was just speechless, but you can go hear that on Sunday night. It was, just no words for the Blues. But I am very interested to see what these two have to think about the Blues. So we'll start off with you, Crom, first. Did you watch this game?
Yeah.
And are in Carlton in trouble?
I mean, look, starting zip and 3 is in trouble as any, even for a top team to come back. But look, it's still early days for the Blues. I thought Charlie Curnow really looked better. He looked like he did a complete 180 from the week before. It's sort of been the same sort of story with the Blues. They sort of look good the first half and they start to drop off from half time. I'm not sure if it's a fitness thing going on at the Blues at the moment, but they seem to can't really finish off games or even, compete that well in the last quarter. So the Dogs were full of run at the end. They got, I thought it was a pretty even game. I think it could have gone either way, but just Carlton couldn't do the bits at the end. Trying to think, they kept Dale quiet. They kept, I think Richards didn't do that much for me, but Libba was big. But it looks like, Cripps, that bloke needs help by the look of things. Not sure if Walsh has had a step back this year. But look, if you're a Blues supporter, I would worry a bit, especially for this season. I think the Newman injury and the Jagger Smith injury has rocked them a bit. And, Curnow's pre-season and McKay now. So, look, they've had a lot of things gone wrong for them. So, just look at Hawthorn last year. They managed to make the finals from starting 0-5. So, it's not impossible. But, look, on the Bulldog side of things, they did really well to win this, I thought. They're missing some quality players. But they still managed to do it. That young kid Davidson had quite the game. But it was a really good game in the end. And, it could have gone either way, but it looked like the Dogs wanted it just that little bit more.
Chris C, did you watch this game?
I swear, yeah, I did. I did a watch along with the King. I fronted up the next night. It was tough to front up, but there I was. I was going for the Bulldogs because I tipped them, so I wanted to get a bit closer to Johnny Carlton, in his tips. So I was rooting for the Dogs, and look, as J. Crom said, like it was Carlton. Yeah, looked a lot better in that, especially in that first half. They looked better than they did probably the week before. And I think, could sense the crowd was up and about, and I was like, oh, geez, here's my tip. I'm gonna lose again. And then, they just ran out of legs. Bulldogs just had that. They were just that better. Like I said it last week, Hawthorn just more clinical at important stages. Same with the Bulldogs. I thought Davidson was that youngster for him was really good. For Carlton, I thought DeConing had a good game. I thought he was great. And I saw today that the Saints offer him like a lot of money. Like if he goes, that would be devastating for Carlton. It's like losing Butters, I guess. But I reckon he's probably number one ruckman. Like he's amazing, man. So what he can do. So if they lose him to Saints, I don't know what to say. But look, it was Carlton. I don't know. I did see the press conference with Vossi, and like he doesn't want to say anything about the fitness. So I don't know if it is a fitness issue. I don't know because like they've been run down at the end. So if it happens again this Thursday or whenever it is, Friday, Thursday night, whatever it is, against Collingwood, it's going to be a lot of concerns and a lot of questions that the Blues fans are going to be asking, because that's what I'll be asking. How come you guys can't run out games? You know what I mean? So. Yeah, but as Jay Crom said, Kerno did look a lot better, and it looks like he's found his feet a bit more. So that game would hold him in better stead going into next week. So I wonder what they're going to do next week. Is if Harry comes back, Johnny, is he coming back, Harry?
Who knows? The club haven't not said anything. So apparently he played a VFL game on the weekend. So we'll see how we go. But they haven't announced anything yet. So I'm still clueless as you, mate. So.
Yeah. Look. I really think you guys like you miss Newman in the back line like heaps as well. Like a lot of the set plays that he used to do for you guys. You miss him. But I don't know if you bring Harry in. I don't know. Because, I don't know what happens
game next week as well.
Yeah, but the Bulldogs were good as well. Bulldogs were good. They had their players out, as we know, and to win the way they did against a side that was up and about at half time. They're a good team, the Bulldogs. So once they get more players back in, who knows what can happen to them? But it was an entertaining game at the end, like because. It was pretty close, so it could have gone either way as well. But I'll tell you what, that goal that Norton scored, it wasn't a goal, man. They went over the post line. I'm telling you now. Did you think that, Johnny, or not?
Oh, mate, I was already frustrated with the umpires in that bit and that stage, mate. I didn't give a shit what the fuck they called it. Of course, they called it a goal. Everything went Bulldogs' way in the last quarter. It was just...
Yeah, because when I saw it, I thought he missed because... It looked like he went over the post. So if it goes over the post, like, that's a behind to me.
Well,
the only person that was in the best position to see that would be the goal umpire, though, looking straight up.
But besides that, they review every goal, so it didn't go to a review. The upstairs said it was a clear goal. So
Do you think, like, one quick question, Johnny? Do you think if that was played at the MCG, it would have been a different story? Maybe the fast deck of Marvel or not? It's hard to say, isn't it?
Nah, I think, to be honest, I think Carlton prefer Marvel than the MCG, to be honest.
No, okay.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. Look, like Carlton, I don't know where I don't know where Carlton are going. If they lose this week, it'll be tough for them to come back. Like only really good sides can come back and go to the finals. Like Hawthorn did it last year, but like not many sides can go like 0-4 and make finals. So look, stranger things have happened. There's still a lot of footy to be played, but it doesn't like as my Port Adelaide, Carlton are similar boat, I guess. I think we're worse, but
no, you've seen your team sing the song at the end of the game, mate, and you beat Richmond, so you're clearly doing better than us.
We won
You're
one
clearly
game.
doing better than us.
Yeah, true. So, but look, I don't know. It's interesting. It's going to be interesting where Vossi sits in all this. And look look where Vossi did his apprenticeship at Port Adelaide. Do you know what I mean? So there's a lot of that oozing out, I think, over there too. So I think he has to go, man. If he doesn't win this, if Carlton gets smashed by Collingwood this week, I think it's time, man.
Well, talking about that, I was actually going to ask you the question, but you said it. Look, I'll give a special mention. I didn't say it on Sunday, but I'll give a special mention to Brodie Kemp, who kicked 5 goals on Friday night. I thought he played brilliant as well, and I thought Lewis Young did a really good job as well. And I called them 2 duds in the start of the week, but they proved me wrong. All right. Well, first of all, Tom De Koning is wanting 1.7 mil to go to St Kilda for 7 years. That is a lot of money. I personally think TDK is the best player in the comp right now. He's averaging 140 on Supercoach every week. He's killing it. So I do agree. I think TDK is the best player in the comp. Do I want him? Well, of course I want him. But do I want the money? It's a decision that we'll find out in the rest of the year. But a question to you, the whole panel: if Carlton lose this week to Collingwood, is Michael Voss gone? King of the North. I'll start with you first.
I think 2 more games, and he'll be gone.
If he loses this week, you still think he's got the job?
1 more week, yep.
Jacob?
Me personally, I'd get rid of Vossi.
Done. Yeah, Vossi's there. Chris?
Yeah, I can see him like you can tell that he's been trained by Ken. So I just think he was a great player. But sometimes great players don't make great coaches. So, and I think he's one of them. So, unfortunately, I think he's only suited as an assistant. I just don't think he just had. I think he should be gone, 100% gone.
Well,
see you later. Bye.
If you're hearing this, this would make a shock in the universe. But if Nathan Buckley, if you're free and you can come to Carlton, it would be.
Imagine that.
Nathan Buckley. Wow.
Imagine that. Holy shit.
Watch out. All right. Let's move to Saturday.
He's going to Tassie.
Yeah, I think he is. All right. Saturday. First game. Now, this game, I don't know if you heard about it, but King had a go at the crowd. There was only 8,000 at this game, which was shit house. But apparently, the so-called Melbourne supporters showed up and they took on the Sons of the Gold Coast Sky. And, this was a result I didn't expect to happen. Like, I didn't expect to lose this much by the Demons, but they did not look the part. Now, Jacob, I'm going to go with you first. Did you watch this game? And do you think Gold Coast are a threat this year to the competition?
I'll tell you what, you 2,000... supporters of Gold Coast, book your tickets, mate. You're going to Melbourne in September. They're playing finals. I know there's only 2,000 of you out there, but get the tickets. Look, they look really good, man. I'm really impressed by Gold Coast. That midfield of Rao, Anderson and Miller, and they got Humphrey running around there now. Looks really, really good. They're strong down back. They've got stars seeming to pop up now. And they've got a good potent forward line. So, look, I was sleeping on the Gold Coast, man. I thought they wouldn't make finals, but I'll tell you what, these blokes, they're making the 8 for me right now. So, yeah, on Melbourne, that's the last time I tipped Melbourne. They look really, really poor. Oh, my God. Looks like Gawn looks tired now. Petrarca looks like he's lost that yard of pace. Oliver's actually the only one really that's looking like he's trying out there. Viney's looking a bit off it too. But after that, I think Melbourne haven't got the greatest, I've never really liked Fritsch that forward at all. I don't know where Pickett is. I think they're missing him. Obviously, they got May back there. He didn't look good at all this game either. So, Melbourne got problems. Simon Goodwin's got problems. I honestly think Simon Goodwin's going to go before Vossi, but yeah, look, I'm not sure where Demons are at. I think it's almost rebuild stage. I think we're going to see Petrarca and maybe Oliver at different clubs next year. So, there's a reason why the Demons fans are a bit soft, not rocking up. They probably knew they were going to lose this game.
When does this coach go?
Look, I don't know. I think Goodwin's more in fire, but that's just me. I know the Carlton fans are on Vossi's back, but I think changes is needed at Melbourne as well.
Well, they are in the same category as the Blues, 0-3, and they've got a hard opponent this week as well. So, Chris C, did you watch this game? Are you do you agree with J. Crom? Is Gold Coast a threat? Are they playing September footy, mate?
Yes, 100%. Now, I'll let you know my tip later when we go the tipping for the Gold Coast, but I think they're the real deal, man. I can see them going to a grand final. That's how good they are. Now, I know that's early to say, but they are. Yeah, they're looking really good. As J. Crom said, they're pretty covered on each line. I think Raul, he had his best game he's ever had. I just think he's becoming the player that we all thought he was going to become when they picked him at pick 1. Hopefully that he's going to stay there now, because there was murmurs that he was going to leave. So hopefully he stays there. I think Hardwick now has the players and everyone on board of the way his game style is. So I think they're cherry ripe, man, to go all the way. Melbourne, they're very they're not that great, but I will shout out Langford. He's the youngster they picked up in the draft. I thought he had a really good game for them. So he was really good. I think he scored his first goal as well. So he was really good, Langford, for Melbourne. But other than that, Oliver was all right. But Melbourne are in a bit of trouble like Port and Carlton. So don't know where they're going either. So it's hard to believe that they've got those caliber players in there like Petrarca and Oliver and Sam Day and all these gone and they're struggling like they did. So Gold Coast, real deal. Melbourne, the shit deal.
Wow. Imagine if Dusty was in that team as well.
Oh,
right.
I thought that was going to happen.
Scary scenes, boys. Scary scenes. All right. Moving on to the next Saturday game. Now, this was a thrashing under the roof at Marvel Stadium. This was Maddie's game between the Saints and the Tigers. And, I think everyone expected this outcome. J-Con, I'll start with you. Did you catch any of this game?
No, I didn't catch any of this game. I was just looking for my multis to come through. But, look, Saints did what they were supposed to do, win this game. Can't recall any what that Mansell thing. I just watched a highlight on that, so that looked a bit dodgy. Did he end up getting suspended, or did he get just a fine or something?
No, he got 3 weeks.
3 weeks.
Yeah, he got
How many?
weeks.
3 weeks. Wow. I mean, he just pushed him into a contest, which was a bit. Yeah, well, that's where the game's going. That's where the game's going. So. But look, Saints did what they do. Richmond, they're going to pop up now and then for like a win here and there, random win. But the young Saints are looking good. They're optimistic as well. Look, they got a lot of young players coming through. Yes, they beat Port. Yes, they beat Geelong and they beat Richmond. So big win against Geelong and now Richmond. So 2 out of 3, so it's not bad. So, but I still don't think they're good enough for finals. But they're playing some good footy.
Chris C? Thoughts? Did you watch this game?
I just watched some of the highlights. The Saints look good, man. They're just doing what they're going to do. I saw them against us in the preseason. They look shocking. So to come out and beat Geelong and convincingly beat Richmond, full credit to them. They're going to be hard to beat. So they're not going to be easy beats. So, good on them. Richmond are just Richmond. I can't really much say about it. I didn't really watch much of it. I just watched some of the highlights. But yeah, Hawthorn. I mean, St Kilda looked really good. So yeah, that's it on that one.
All right. Beautiful. All right, moving on. Now, this was this game was very windy. And if you had a kite in this game, it would be flying. But it was the Kings Hawks taking on the Orange Tsunami down in Tassie. And the Hawks are now 4-0. And Crom, the question for you: do you think this team is flag favourites, and do you think they're the team to beat in 2025?
No. I don't think they're the flag favourites in my eyes, and I don't think, yes, they've won 4-0. I still don't think they're the team to beat. I still think Brisbane are. But look, I was very impressed with them. I watched this game. GWS came out flying. They did have the win at the first quarter. They kicked first 5 goals, and I thought, geez, look, Hawthorn are in trouble here. But ever since after that first quarter, it was pretty much all Hawthorn. They got it back to, I think, even in front by halftime, and they sort of held that lead to the rest of the game. Just impressed with, like the coaching of Mitchell, what he's done to this squad. He's made a lot of players that I thought were pretty C grade or B grade type of players, like really lift another level in that squad. And he's got the best out of Ambrosio coming over. They've just done some cherry ripe trades, this Hawthorn club. So look, they are definitely a top 4 team for me. They'll be there in September, but look, I still think Brisbane's the team to beat. And for GWS, I wouldn't stress too much. It's hard to beat the Hawks in Tassie on the bad, when they're not even playing that well. So you did come up against them undefeated. Still think, obviously Whitfield and Green and, your big players still had pretty big games. But look, they'll be all right, GWS. I still think, they still look like a finals team. But, Hawthorn, Sammy Mitchell's got them ticking. I think they got the bye this week, so they even got a rest before gather round. So, it looks like it's all working out for the Hawks.
Yeah, beautiful review. I like it. Chris C, I'm going to ask you the same thing. Are Hawks flag favourites, and are they the team to beat?
They're definitely, I don't know if they're flag favourites, but because there's a few good teams, but they're definitely top 4. Definitely in the conversation for top 4 if they can keep going the way they're doing. I talked to the King about it the other day, and we were saying how they're just well coached, and they're so well coached. The players buy into the coaching, so that's why they're so good, and they can. That game they were getting beaten by 30 odd points or something, 36 points, whatever. At quarter time, and then had to shift the way they played because there was the breeze and all that. So he's a tactician, Sam Mitchell. So to do what he did, and it's unbelievable how they got back into the game and just went bang, bang, bang. I was actually watching the other game, the Geelong Brisbane, so I didn't get to watch it, but I saw some highlights, and the King was telling me just like how good it was. So they're really good, and they got some really good players, and they're going to be tough to beat, man. They're not going to be easy beats. So, and I think they've shown us that they can beat teams differently every single time. So, and that's that's what you want. You got to have different ways you can win. So, if you're too one dimensional like Port Adelaide are, like you're going to get found out. So, no, they're definitely in the conversation for premiership contenders, but I reckon top 4. 100% they're going to be top 4 if they keep projecting like this. And with GWS, look, they're still a good side. I just don't think they're at the caliber of of the Hawks and a few other teams. But they're still good. They're still a good side, I think. But I think they can still make the 8. I had them out of the 8, but I think they can still make the 8. But are they going to press for a top 4? I don't know. It depends. But yeah, they looked a bit ordinary after quarter time, that's for sure.
Beautiful. Well, now, moving on. So this game was actually supposed to happen in opening round, but there was a cyclone So this got rescheduled to this week. And it was Brisbane taking on Geelong in the Gabba. Brisbane 3-0. They're the flags from last year. They continue their form. Crom, did you watch this game? Did you think Geelong had any chance of beating them, or do you just think Brisbane were just too good at home?
Well, I did tip Brisbane, but I wasn't watching this game. I was watching the GWS Hawks game. But I did notice that Geelong looked like they were winning for majority of this game. So every time I check the scores, but it looks like they sort of pegged it at the end. It seems to be like a bit of a running theme with Brisbane at the moment, giving up early leads and clawing their way back. So I'm not sure if that's a good trait. You'd rather be setting the pace and stuff like that. But look, Will Ashcroft looks like he had a great game. I think he got 33 touches and a goal or something. Looks like they tagged Neil, but still couldn't be enough to beat Brisbane. But look, it's a little bit of worrying signs. You're losing 2 in a row if you're a Cats fan. You don't want to be known as that club that you just want to be winning at home. So, I picked them to win the flag this year. So, I think they started a bit slowly as well. I do expect them to bounce back. But, yeah, look, it's a bit concerning that they're not winning away from their home stadium. So, but, yeah, look, are Brisbane answering all our questions about Joe Danaher there? They seem to be getting the job done. They're not putting on huge scores. So is that a concern as well? So look, still think Brisbane are the team to beat, but they look very gettable right now. They've got 3-0, but and Geelong, they need to bounce back quick with a win if they want to be serious contenders.
Yep.
Beautiful. You sound like Gary Lineker when you do your reviews, apparently. So that's a nice compliment.
Gary Lineker, that's great.
Chris C,
Yo.
thoughts on the Brisbane Geelong game? Did you think Geelong were ever going to scare Brisbane, or do you think Brisbane were just too good, mate?
I was watching some of this game, and Geelong had him by the throat, had him in the corner, and they were just Geelong looked like they were coasting, and then all of a sudden, they just found another gear. Brisbane, that's how good they are. They just know. And what's good about Brisbane? Well, what's crazy about Brisbane? They haven't had much preparation, because they won the flag. They haven't had much scratch matches. They haven't, done much in the preseason, like other times where, and that's what I've heard anyway. So, and to go out there and just know your role and play like that, that's a sign of a good team. So, and I thought they were going to drop away without Danaher there. So look, they're a good side. You're going to play them with the Gabba, and they've come back. They've pretty much every game, apart from the grand final, they've come back in the last 6 games or something. They've come back and won from behind. So. Yeah, they're a very resilient side, and they're definitely in talks for premiership contention as well. So they look good. Whether the Danaher thing comes to bite them a bit later down the track is another question. But they're still a good side. They got really good players, and they know their role, and they know how to win. So Geelong, they just weren't the same Geelong we saw 2 weeks ago when they played Freo. I don't know. They looked right in that first quarter, in that first half. But just Brisbane just chipped away. It's got the job done. So I don't know. Geelong, I still rate them. Badley Smith was back, so I did get to see him play. He wasn't as influential as that first game he played, but
Well, he's out for 3 weeks now. So
So I think it's holding injury. So I don't know, man. With Geelong, it's up in the air. I think they're still good enough to make it, but they're going to still be hard to beat at the Cattery when they go there. So a lot of the games are there. So expect. I thought it was just expected Brisbane to win, but it was an interesting game. It was not a bad game to watch actually. So
beautiful. All right. Well, moving on to Sunday now. Before we get into the review, It's so funny how Joshua Shelley is injured, and the game he comes back, it's going to be against the Showdown. And I get to still see him put teeth into the Port Adelaide supporters, so that we don't miss that, which is good to see. So, but no, on serious note, this team is up and about, and their supporters are going crazy. They apparently there's all these apricot slices are booked out in Adelaide. They're all getting ready for September, mate. They're flying, mate. The apricots are flying. Now, he's the happiest man on this panel, and he's been dying to tell us how good his team has been. So we'll give it to you, mate. Jake, tell us about your premiership Crows, mate.
Jeez, look, I'm trying to keep my feet on the ground, man. I reckon I'm one of the only Crow supporters just trying to, all right, let's just chill, let's take one game at a time. I'm hearing flag Crom all the time. I'm hearing premierships. I'm hearing all this stuff. It's still just the first 3 games. So, and look, to be fair, we have played Essendon, we've played St Kilda, and we've played the Roos. To be fair, Roos were the hardest team that we've played so far. They actually look good. Their midfield is pretty good. They actually really took it up to us a few times in that match. Just Crows just had all the answers in this match. And look, I just think we're a matchup nightmare for clubs, especially in our forward line. Like, you can put your best backman on, let's say, Phil Forbes, and then you need to find another best backman to put on Fogarty, and then you need to find another one to put on Walker, and then you need to find another one to put on Curtin running in there. You need another one for Benny Keys running around like a madman kicking goals. We also got Neil Bullen running around. Obviously, Rochelle's injured, but yeah, it's just the amount of class we've got up forward line is really hard for teams to handle, which is good viewing. You know, it's really fun watching my team at the moment. It looks like the boys are having fun. They're kicking goals. Everyone's getting a touch. So, yeah, it's good times at the Crows right now. Yeah, look, North, they didn't play too bad at all. They put everything into this game. But, yeah, just Crows were just too strong in the end. If it was in Melbourne, it could have been a different story. But, yeah, we played really well, and I'm really proud of the boys. And it's a weird feeling, you know. It's been 7 years since I've seen us play like this. This reminds me of 2017, the way we were scoring goals back then. So, yeah, is that a tell? Can we make it all the way? I think we're going to make the 8. I'm pretty sure we're in a good position to make the 8 now. But I'm reserving my thoughts on top 4. I still think we're going to improve us. We need to prove ourselves against some high-quality opposition. So we've got that this week, obviously. But, yeah, look, the Crows are up and about. I'm up and about. I'm getting excited. You know, I can't wait for them to watch them on the weekend. Yeah, look, happy days at the moment. I hope it lasts. And, yeah, it's exciting being a Crow right now.
Well, calm down in the fruit markets, all right? The apricots are not going anywhere, so relax.
They're sold out, man. They're sold out.
Yeah, you're all taking out the fruit markets, mate. Bloody hell. Chris C can't even bring apricots back to his family because they're all sold out by the Adelaide Crow supporters. It's crazy.
No, I don't eat apricots during footy season, man, because then, yeah, it's just against my religion. Can't do it.
It's against his religion. But there you go. Well, talking about, he probably doesn't want to talk about the Crows, but he has to talk about the Crows, and he has to talk about how they're the better team in the Adelaide right now. So, Chris C, how good are the Crows, mate? Tell us about it.
Oh man, I don't even want to talk about it, man. It's disgusting. It's blasphemy. Like, what is going on? Like, you know, I used to sit here on a podcast night, and you know, we used to see J Crom like get upset, and you know. Now the tables have turned, haven't they? So they're a good side. Look, I'll give them credit, man. They're a good side, and I'm so glad we don't have a showdown now because I just think we'd get absolutely smashed. But no, they're a good side. Their youngsters are really good. As Jake Crom said, their forward line. I mean, yeah, I think I saw a stat today, and judging by this this year, they're the best forward line in the whole comp right now. So in their forward line, and they're the first team since 2000 and something. I can't remember. Actually, no, not
to win 12 first quarters, to win all 12 quarters in 3 weeks.
Yeah. Oh, actually, no. Since the 1987. That's right. Now I remember.
Yeah, I was gonna
Yeah.
say it was in the 19s. I was like,
Yeah. So 1987, West Coast did it, and now the Crows have done it. So to do that, hats off to you. Like, I don't like you, but you guys are a good side, and it's scary. Like, I'll be if you guys win a premiership before we do again, and you have 3 and we still have 1, I'll be devastated, man. So, and it's trending that way. It's the problem. In the game, I thought they were great. I thought North Melbourne showed some ticker as well. I thought they didn't lie down. Normally, a game like that for North would be a blowout, but they surprised me too, and they're not going to be easy beats either, North Melbourne. So, they're a good side too. They've turned a corner, North Melbourne. So if you're a Roos supporter, I'd be still happy with that performance, even though it was a loss. But yeah, the Crows look primed. They look primed, and I'm not a happy guy. Like, I'm just not happy. So, but I'm happy for J Crom. That's all I'm happy for.
Give Laird a wrap there, J Crom as well.
Yeah, 250th, wasn't it?
250th, yeah.
Yeah. He played well as well. He's looking like, I reckon he's better as a half-backman as well. He looks silk back there. He gets the ball a lot and he distributes pretty well. Not the best distributor, but pretty well.
No, 100% what you said, Chris C. We're going to give credit to North Melbourne as well. They didn't get spoken a lot today, but we give full credit. They absolutely gave it to Adelaide, and they played a contest. But hopefully next week when I'm in Adelaide, I can get some apricot slices if they're not sold out. So good news.
Johnny, like against teams like Port Adelaide, like if the way we're going against Carlton, against Melbourne, like they're going to be a tough team to beat North Melbourne. They're going to be a tough team.
They are exactly.
So, they're big.
Taking long enough to get good.
As I said, before we move on to the last game of the round, the test is for Adelaide is a real opponent now. As I said, they're probably versus 3 teams that are probably not going to make finals this year. Now the real test is to verse a team that's going to play finals this year and see if they can still be the same Adelaide as what they have in the last 3 weeks. So just a matter of time. So the weekend can't come soon enough for Adelaide Crows.
Oh,
anyways,
Dusty Crow goes, if Crows beat Port in the showdown, Chris has to shave his beard. No, man, they're gonna win. They're not taking that bet. They're gonna win. I said you guys are gonna beat us.
Come on, man. I want to see the Eagle back.
No, the Eagle's not coming back, man. Eagle's not coming back. No way.
Well, by the way, talking about beards, how good is the Bears beard? Oh, I love it. I love it. He's a filthy man. I love it, bro. I love it. I love the Bears.
It's just it makes him look bigger for some reason. It just makes it more imposing.
Right, he could take down a gorilla. That's my bet. All right, moving on. Now there was a derby, and that's the game. It's the end of the round, and it was the Western Derby. And I think everyone saw this coming. Freo, Chris's flag favourites, the premiers at the start of the season. They're on the board now. I think it was a convincingly easy win. J Crom, we'll go with you. Did you watch the game, or were you too excited and thinking about next week for Adelaide?
Nah, didn't watch this game. Do you think this is the most unpopular derby outside of SA and Victoria? I feel like I'd rather watch a Collingwood Carlton game over this. So
to be honest, I think the Showdown's a very good derby. I think Giants versus Sydney is a very good derby as well. That gets a lot of numbers, and as I said, Victorian derbies as well. But it's a bit underwhelming. But continue.
Yeah, they got the Sunday slot as well for this derby, which doesn't sound good. So it's not really prime time at all. But look, Fremantle did what they had to do. I would have been shocked if they had lost this game. I think what's the coach name? Longmire, is that his name?
Longmuir.
If he had lost this, I would have sacked him straight away. That's it. Cut ties, done. Change coach immediately. So he did win what he was supposed to do. Hopefully, Fremantle get their season on track with their first win. And West Coast, look, they're just going to try and be competitive this year. You know what I mean? I just can't stand their list. And I said at the start of this season before the ball was kicked, I think they got a worse list than Richmond. And look, I just think they're going to struggle to find a win this year. So Fremantle, good on yous, and West Coast, keep trying.
Yeah, well, don't think about that because I think West Coast will beat Carlton next week in gather round. So you're speaking a bit too early there, mate. But
No way.
So can't even beat bloody Richmond. You think we're going to beat West Coast? Please. Chris C, thoughts on the Derby? Thoughts on your premiership favourites? They're finally on the board for you, mate. You feel a bit relieved now?
Well, as I said, guys, Freo back in premiership contention. Back for 1 week,
Sure.
So here we go. No, I'm just joking. I didn't get to watch the game, so this is one game I didn't even watch the highlights. I had no interest in this game whatsoever. So I just saw that Freo just killed them a bit. So, but I am concerned for the West Coast fans. I did hear today that Harley Reid, Hawthorn want him. So imagine Hawthorn get Harley Reid. What?
They want Butters as well, Hawthorn.
And they want Butters as well. Like they can't have both. So, Harley Reid's younger, so I don't know. I'll probably go Harley Reid, even though I love Butters. But yeah, I don't know. But yeah, West Coast supporters, I'll be pissed off because you picked him at pick 1, and now after 2 years, if he goes, it's like when what's his name left North Melbourne came to us. Yeah, it's like that. So I just think, even though like that was a slide move, like I don't like it, but even though I'm happy we got him.
Should there be a 4-year minimum with rookies at clubs?
Be. Yes.
No.
Yes.
No.
Nah.
Why?
No.
Why, Johnny?
Because imagine the rookies that are homesick. Imagine playing for a club. Like, cool, you got drafted, right? And you got drafted to a club. But if you're not happy at the club, well-being is important. You know what I mean? Like, I personally think, as I said, the rookies they get signed on for 2 years as a minimum. If they want to extend their contract, it's up to them. But at the end of the day, I reckon 2 years is a perfect start. You start your first 2 years there, and then you become a talent. This is how AFL works. It's a contract every year. So I think 4 years is way too much because you're already into your 4th year, and I just think it's I like how it is right now at 2, and I think it should not change. But
I just think if you got like a team that's like tanking and they get a number 1 pick, and then it just sucks for like.
Well, that's what the draft's for. That's what future picks are for. That's what you think West Coast are not going to get future picks for Harley Reid if he goes to Hawthorn. Of course he is.
Yeah, but then they're starting again, man. It's like they got to start again.
Well, that's why you got to play for it. Your team has to be ready. That's why you want to commit to a team that you could see a future with. That's why West Coast are not in that position at the moment. No one wants to play for West Coast these days.
I know. It's sad. It's sad because they're like a big club. So I don't know, man. I don't know where I sit on that. To tell you the truth, I see where you're coming from, but
like as an example, if Harley Reid got drafted in 2019 for West Coast, they're coming off a premiership year. He would have stayed until now and then gone. He would have stayed the first 5 years.
Yeah, but they wouldn't have picked him up. They wouldn't have picked him up because they wouldn't have had the number 1 pick.
I know, but I'm just saying if it was good back then. But that's what I'm saying. But anyways.
Anyway. It is what it is, but yeah, if he does leave, it's a big dagger to the heart of West Coast supporters. But anyway,
alrighty. Well, there is our round 3 review. It's we got one more round of 8 teams, and then gather rounds the first week back where all teams are playing. So there's still 2 teams that have a bye next week, but. Before we get into next week, we've got a couple of things. So, as you said, if you missed earlier, Chris's gun person for this week was Ken Hinkley. He got the gun this week. So, bang, there goes Ken. We'll go with Johnny Carlson's banana of the week now. So, this was Yeah, this was probably one of the most easiest decisions I've made. So it's a bit of it's hilarious. But anyways, once Chris gets it up, Johnny, nope, that's the wrong one.
I got it.
There you go. Johnny Garland's banana of the week. Now, before I start about the banana, I have bought a banana toy. I'm going to go pick it up. So it will be here next week on the show. Can't wait. So excited. The banana toy will be out. But my banana of the week is a bit different this week. So I was at the footy on Friday night. And look, I get it. When people want to go to the footy, they want to have a bit of to drink, right? Now, some people thought this guy was funny. Some people thought this guy was ridiculous. Now, in our bay, this guy kept standing up every 2 minutes saying stupid shit. Like, before the game started, he goes, Charlie Curnow is not going to kick no goals this tonight. He, whatever his name, Baku Karmas is going to stay Charlie Curnow for 0 goals. Anyways, Charlie Curnow kicked 3 in the first half. All the Carlton supporters looked up to him, and he's still going on. Anyways, every single freaking decision the umpires made, he was like, ball, ball, ball. Anyways, half time, he leaves. He comes back, and he's chucked his Bulldogs thing in the bin, and he's wearing a Carlton Guernsey.
What?
Explain that to me. I think he was that drunk that he forgot he went for Carlton or some shit, that he's wearing a Bulldogs Guernsey, and he comes back after half time with the beer in his hand, and he's wearing a Carlton Guernsey.
What?
Jeez.
I don't know if this guy was Carlton before the game and he asked for his mate's Bulldogs Guernsey, but this guy was, he was a banana, mate. I tell you, the most stupid, bananiest thing I've ever seen. He did my whole head in the whole night. But anyways, that's that was my banana of the week. I hope I never see that guy at the footy again, please. Whatever your name is, relax on the drinks, yeah. Anyways, weird banana, but it was an easy banana. So now moving on. It is our tipping leaderboard. Now, there is a new person at the top, and he's flying like his team, and they're flag favourites, and now he's probably the flag favourite to win this tipping out of the tipping comp too. So, in first place, who's taken over me, unfortunately, is J. Crom on 18 tips. In second place, his team's shit, but he's still coming second. It's the Prince, Johnny Carlton, on 16 tips. So, J-Com, you're winning by 2. Now, ladies and gentlemen, we have a tie.
Oh,
We have a tie on 14 votes, Chris C and the King of the North. So right now, boys, you two both have a consequence at the end of the year. So
The King of the North!
that would be funny. That would be hilarious. Like him wearing a Storm shirt, him wearing an Adelaide shirt. It's happy days.
you know what's going to happen at the end of the year, man. I'm telling you, we're going to creep up on you, and Johnny Collingwood's going to be born. That's what's going to happen.
Oh, I knew this would happen. I knew this would make an appearance. Oh God.
Hey,
No,
Johnny,
mate,
there was no Collingwood game this week, was there? So there was no Johnny Collingwood.
well, there you go. Well, Jacob, I'm coming for you, mate. I want that top of the spot back, so I'm coming for you. All right. All right. Now, moving on to round 4, ladies and gentlemen. We start off. No, round 5, round 4,
Round 4. No. Yeah, round 4.
Yes, 4. Ladies and gentlemen, we kick off Thursday night in a blockbuster. It is Collingwood taking on the Blue Boys. Now, King, going with you first. Is this the game where Carlton make a comeback? Or is this the game that's like, nah, Voss is in trouble?
No, I think Voss is in trouble, and I'm tipping Collingwood.
There you go. Bang. Jacob.
Sorry about that. Sorry about that, Johnny Collingwood.
No. What did you say? What did you say, Johnny Collingwood? Yeah, please.
Oh no.
That's the best.
Well, he's been quiet. No way. The King's been quiet all night, and then he just came out with that was killer. That was wild.
Pull that river. Yeah, go Collingwood. Sorry, Carlton. Yeah, Collingwood for me.
You see?
I want Carlton to win because the Dan Houston thing. But I'm gonna go Collingwood. I just think they're gonna just be too good. I think so. I hope for your sake it's not true, but yeah, Collingwood for me, man.
Well, I will be there, and I can't stand this team. I do think Collingwood will win. That's my honest thoughts, but my heart stays with my boys. So I am tipping Carlton. I might lose a tip, but anyways, I'm going to back my boys week in, week out. But I do think Collingwood will win. So, anyways, I'm going the Blues.
The king of the
Now we move on to Friday night, and this is in Geelong. So they're back there on their main terrace. It's Geelong taking on Melbourne. King of the North. Go with you first.
Geelong by a lot. Let's say 10 goals.
60 points. Love it.
Yeah. In
Jake,
my head, I was waiting for King to say Geelong by 60 the whole time.
Yeah, and you were spot on.
But I agree with the King this time. Geelong win by a fair amount.
Beautiful. Chris C.
Geelong by 93 points.
93 points. Jeez.
Oh my God. That's a king statement.
It is. I'm going Geelong as well. I just think they'll be too good. Now, moving on to Saturday, we got so both of these teams are undefeated, and this is going to be a cracking game. So I think this could be game of the week.
Is this the Premiership preview?
Yeah, it is the Premiership preview. It's the Gold Coast taking on the Adelaide Crows in Gold Coast. So Gold Coast are back home for the first time, and they're taking on the mighty Crows. So, King of the North, I'm going to go with you first. Who are you going this one? I'm curious.
Oh, jeez. I've got to take into account the Sam Flanders factor as well.
He loves Sam.
I'm going to go the Suns at home.
Okay.
In an
Jay
upgrade.
Crom, backing your boys.
Yeah, look, I'm a bit like you in this game, Johnny Carlton, with the Collingwood. My head's thinking Gold Coast look too good, and especially in Gold Coast, we don't travel there. We haven't been traveling away to Gold Coast very well at all lately. So I'm going with my heart, sticking with my boys, the Crows. But look, I wouldn't be surprised if Gold Coast win this one.
No, we all know Chris C's answer. So Chris, yeah, say it.
Look, if the Crows win this game, I will straight out come and say they're making the grand final. So if they
making the grand final,
yeah,
it's round 4, bro.
No. If the Crows
it's
beat
the Suns. What are you talking about?
Well, the Suns are a good side, man. And if Gold Coast wins, they're making the grand final. One of these teams are making it. So that's where we're going with this one, guys. This is. But I'm going with Gold Coast because I can't stand them. Can't stand the Crows and the apricot slices. So I'm going to Gold Coast by 7 points. It's going to be a close game, but yeah, I think the Gold Coast is at home. I think they're going to do it at home. So
we're definitely not sponsored by the apricot slice company on this show, man. So
you definitely are.
Definitely coming. It's definitely coming.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Jay Crom. As much as I do like the Crows, I'm going to go the Gold Coast at home. I just think I think it's obviously their home crowd. They play that ground obviously brilliant. They did it last year, and I think they're just going to continue this year. And yeah, I'm going the Gold Coast over the Crows.
Are you writing the tips down, Johnny?
Yep, I am.
Good.
Next game. This is going to be a demolition. It's the Richmond taking on Brisbane at the MCG. So Brisbane come back to the MCG for the first time since their grand final win. So, King of the North, Tigers or Lions?
Lions by 40.
Beautiful. Jay Crom?
yeah, I agree with the King. I reckon 40 is about right.
Chris C?
I reckon it's going to be more than 40. I think like a 60, 70 point win to the Lions, I reckon. So
Yeah, that's what I'm going to think too, about 70-point win by the Lions. So, yep.
Yeah.
All right. And to end the Saturday, it's North Melbourne taking Sydney in Marvel Stadium. So, King of the North.
Game.
North or Sydney?
Oh, this is a good game. Jeez.
It's a tough game, this one. Northwood will learn a lot from the Adelaide game, and they play Marvel well. So let's go Sydney by 12 points.
J-Com?
Oh man, I'm just quickly thinking of the matchups that I'm thinking of. You know what? I'm going North, boys. I reckon going for North. Don't know why. Going for North.
Chris C?
I'm going to go North as well, guys. I feel they're primed. I think Sydney are still a good side, but I think is it Marvel? Did you say? Was it Marvel? Yeah.
Yeah, North love Marvel.
They do, man. And I think North Melbourne it's gonna be one of their biggest wins they've had in like 20 years. This would be like a big win for them. So I'm actually excited.
How good's Larky been, by the way?
Oh yeah, pretty good.
Well,
Very good.
I should have gone first because this is my bold call of the week. I didn't think anyone else would tip North Melbourne, so that's why I was like, I'll wait to go last. But I'm also going North as well. I think North can pull off a huge upset here and beat the Swans in a close one. So, yeah, Johnny Carlton's round 4 bold call of the week is going to North Melbourne. So, there you go.
Like it.
Now, Sunday. There's actually going to be a tsunami on Sunday because the Giants are taking on the West Coast Eagles at NG Stadium. And the last time the Giants played here, they beat Collingwood by 55 points. And, look at them now. So, King of the North, Giants or Eagles?
Oh, GWS are just way too good. They took it to the Hawks, so they will win by 10 goals or more.
J-Com?
Yeah, I feel like GWS are going to come out firing from their loss after the weekend, and yeah, they're going to demolish West Coast, unfortunately.
Chris C?
GWS will be back on the winners board this week. It'll be a big win for them, I think. I reckon 50 points.
Yeah, and I agree too. I think they will respond well, and I think the Giants will just be too good at home. So, now, to end... Oh, no. Okay.
2 hard games.
Now, we move on to Sunday prime time, 3:20 in the Adelaide Oval. The Power take on the Saints. King of the North, I'm going to go with you first.
Oh, geez.
You know it's bad when he goes, oh, geez.
Normally you'd pick Port straight away in this game.
Look, I know I would, but that performance on Thursday night was just a disgrace. God, I want to tip Port so badly, but I'm going to take a loss here. I'm going to go Port because of my mate over there, and I think they're going to get a win at home. I hope they get a win at home. But Saints are playing well. So yeah, I'm going to go Port by a couple of goals.
J-Crom. You hate this team, but do you hate them enough to tip against them?
I actually am. Saints are going to win by a couple.
Well, I'll go.
You better not go against your team, Chris C. I'll fucking kill you.
I'll go first before Chris C goes. I'm actually going Port Adelaide as well. I just think Port Adelaide in Adelaide Oval are just too good, so I am going Port Adelaide. I know St Kilda's been playing good footy, but I am actually going Port Adelaide at home. So, Chris C, backing your boys.
It's at home in front of our faithful. I think we have to bounce back. St Kilda, they're playing really well, but they did only play Richmond. They did beat Geelong, so it's going to be up. It's going to be tough. It's going to be a tight game. It won't be like the game against Richmond that we won. So I think Port by 5 points. It's going to be close. So 5 points, but I am not confident whatsoever. So, but
Beautiful.
Thanks, King. Thanks, King, for doing that.
You're a good man, King. You're a good man. Well, I hopefully Gold Coast and Port win for my footy tipping, so I can tie with J Crom. So that would be lovely. So Port Power and Gold Coast, please, I'm begging you. And end the game. They're playing again 2 weeks in a row at home. The Dockers are taking on the Bulldogs. King of the North. Are you going Freo or are you going the Dogs? The Dogs look good, but are you going
Where are they playing?
Perth, Optus
Perth.
Stadium.
Jeez. I'm gonna go Freo at home.
Jacon, agree with King?
Yeah, I think Freo. They got to go on a run now. Hopefully,
Come on, it's your second favourite team, J Crom. Come on.
Yeah, I just think it's a bit hard to trip for the doggies there.
It
I reckon
is.
they could win. I reckon they really could win, but going with the home team.
Chris C, your flag favourites?
I'm switching it, guys. I'm going Bulldogs. I'm gonna make some ground on these leaders on this tipping comp. So
That's true. That's true.
Yeah, Bulldogs for me.
Well, I'm going Freo. They're no Carlton. They're way better than Carlton, so they'll show Bulldogs how to play football. So I'm going Freo as well. So, well, there it is, guys. Before we wrap it up, this is enough of Johnny Carlton speaking. So I'm gonna transfer it over to the King or Chris C, whichever one wants to take it. And yeah, you guys can wrap it up in the last couple minutes.
Oh, good job.
All right. Well, let's talk about the watch-alongs this weekend. So we're going to do definitely going to do Collingwood and Carlton on Thursday night. Are you on for that, Chris C? Or are you working?
Thursday night I'm all good. Friday night I'm not available.
Okay, so Chris C and myself or whoever wants to join. Thursday night, Collingwood Carlton. You'll be at the game, Johnny Carlton, as well. Look, I can't do. I'm going to throw a spanner in the works here, boys, and the audience on TikTok and YouTube. I can't do the Cats and Melbourne on Friday night, so the King is going to be back on the Roosters King and doing a Roosters game against South Sydney. So I don't know whether there'll be a watch along on for the Cats and Melbourne. It should be a massive blowout, but I'll be over there on Friday night doing the NRL. Then I'll probably do the Suns and Adelaide on Saturday.
I'm going to say, King, I might jump on with you for that one.
All right, let's do that together. Yep. So that'll be a good one. But we won't do the Lions because it's going to be a massive blowout. And then on Sunday we'll do St Kilda and Port. And then we'll watch the end of the Bulldogs and Dockers with Johnny Carlton after the game. So we'll do the same as we did last Sunday. I'll do the watch along at 3:20 on Sunday, Port and St Kilda, and then we'll be into after the game on Sunday night with the big man, the Prince and the King back together again.
Yeah.
Over to you, Chris C.
Yeah, that was pretty busy weekend for the King and for us guys doing the watch along. So make sure you guys are following us and also subscribed on YouTube so you don't miss any of the action. Before we go, is there any questions in the chat that you guys want us to respond to before we? Is there anything you guys want to ask? There were some questions that was asked earlier.
Well, before they write down their questions, I'd like to say something as well.
Yeah,
guys, HFD family, just want to say huge thank you to King's Hawthorn GWS game over the weekend. We got a lot of views. It means a lot to us, so thank you for tuning in. We got the numbers that we wanted, so that was good. Guys, also, if you want to follow our socials, please do. There's a lot of funny content on TikTok from Johnny Carlton, so if you haven't watched that, go have a laugh. As well, guys, there's a HFD Footy Instagram. Our likes are a bit low over there, so please, if you could just give us a follow over there and build up the Instagram account, it would be lovely. There's also our personal Instagram accounts as well. There's a Johnny Carlton Instagram. There's a King of the North Instagram. The Chris C's Instagram. J Crom has an Instagram too. So yeah, make sure we all follow there. And just guys, just thank you for liking and sharing and being here with us every week, guys. So, and KP, can't forget KP as well. So there too. So guys, thank you so much. And we'll answer the questions.
And tit for tat, yes, I have jumped ship. I lost a bet, so that's my mate in Perth.
Any thoughts on Geelong at the moment? Who wants to answer that one? Jay Crom, what's your thoughts on Geelong, man?
Yeah, look, they need to bounce back this week, which they will. But look, there are question marks there. They lost a real gettable game against St Kilda, which you'd think they'd bounce back against Brisbane, but they didn't get over the line on that one. So yeah, Geelong are looking a bit shaky, and they have to clean their act up. And yes, starting to get some wins on the board for sure.
All right, beautiful. Who cries more, Carlton supporters or Port Adelaide supporters?
I don't know, man. I've seen some Carlton.
There's been some Carlton
podcasts come up
over there.
Well, there's a question in YouTube that's especially for me, so I'll answer that. Can TDK win the Brownlow? Well, look, it would be a first. Ruckmans don't win Brownlow, but to be honest, I think he's pulled 3 votes in all 3 games. To be honest, I think the Richmond game he might pull 2. But especially against the Dogs, he was far the best player on ground. And against Hawthorn, he smashed Lloyd Meek as well. And he kicked the goal as well. So I do think Tom can win the Brownlow. He just needs to start performing well. Does Johnny Carlton have a YouTube channel? I do not. It was supposed to be this year, but I went with an Instagram account as well. My computer has not arrived yet, so it's a bit delayed. So I think next year we'll start the YouTube account. Guys, as well, if you have any suggestions that you would like to tell us, please let us know too. We consider it as well. But yeah, do I think TDK can win the Brownlow? Here's a chance.
Yep.
Jim Stein and Scott Wyndham won the Brownlow.
Yeah,
there
so it's been a while since last time Ruckmans had won a Brownlow. So
here's one from Nathaniel on TikTok. Any thoughts on Pies? Will they run out of fuel come middle of the season? That's a good question.
By the way, I forgot to mention this at the start of the channel. I did want to do it. Vale Andrew Cracker, former Collingwood and Richmond player who passed away this week. So look, Collingwood will be fired up for the game on Thursday night. They'll wear their black armbands against Carlton, and I do think that they've just added more fuel to. They didn't need more fuel, but they've got more fuel now, and Carlton better bring their A game, or else they're going to get destroyed. But look, I think Pies are a good team. I've been there. I've been there to both of their home games. The way they play football is incredibly different. Their game style is unmatched. So I don't think they'll run out of gas in the halfway. I think they're a team that will make finals. But I think there's a little bit better teams out there at the moment than Collingwood, like Hawthorn, Brisbane, and to be honest, I think Adelaide and Gold Coast are playing better footy than Collingwood at the moment. So there's better teams out there, but yeah, that's my answer. So,
all right, King. This one's for you, King. Do you think Kangas have a chance to make a surprise in the top 8 at the end of the year?
I think they do. Yeah, they've got some really good talent. They've got a really good forward line. Their midfield is good when it runs. They just made a lot of mistakes on the weekend against the Crows. A lot of turnovers, a lot of silly out of bounds on the full. So yeah, they'll beat some good teams this year, and they'll win a few games. Don't know about top 8, but they'll go close. They'll be in that bottom bunch, I reckon, fighting for the 8 spot, 7 and 8 spot.
Yeah. And we'll do one more. Is everyone on the panel coming to Adelaide for gather round? So let's hear your gather round preparations, Johnny Carlton, because you did tell us earlier. Me and Jake Crom, we actually live in Adelaide, so we're here, so we're already here. I'm trying to get tickets to the Hawthorn game. I'm pretty close to getting some. So, but yeah, Johnny, you're coming over?
Yep. Leave next Thursday morning. Going with a mate and staying in a nice place in Glenelg in South Australia, which is good. So don't get to visit the Wood Oval this year, unfortunately. Going to the 4 games in Adelaide Oval, so yeah, hopefully April got slices for me there when I get there. Hopefully they're not all taken by the Adelaide Crows supporters. But look, going to 4 games there next week, so it should be exciting. Obviously, Carlton West Coast is one of them. I get to see the Crows and Power both in action as well, and and then I get to see apparently my second favourite team, apparently according to everyone, Collingwood, play against the Swans on the Friday night. So, yep, Adelaide gather round next week. I'll have my gather round shirt as well. I've already booked that, so got to pre-ordered it. Got to pick it up as well this weekend. So that would be good. So yeah, and I might do a little fan cam after I come home from the Carlton West Coast game in the hotel. So that might be a cheeky one on TikTok. So yeah, would be good. You can't wait. Get to visit South Australia again. So.
Well, yeah, hopefully we'll catch up with you when we've got some time, and yeah, it'll be good to catch up. King's not coming, are you, King?
No, I'll be here, and I'll keep the watch-alongs going over the weekend.
Yeah. So yeah, that's the show, guys. Thanks for I know there's some questions we probably missed, but we could be here all night answering questions, really. But
we do have one. Who are your guys' choices for the most overrated forward in the comp at the moment?
Forward. Jesse Stringer.
Jake
Stringer.
Jake Stringer.
I would say Jesse. Yeah, Jake Stringer, maybe. Tom Lynch. Oh, yeah, but he's won flags, man. He's won 2 flags.
I'm gonna go shout out in the dark. I think the most overrated forward is Max King from St Kilda.
Max King. Wow.
Yeah,
Okay.
That's a good one. Yeah, I agree. I'm gonna go with that one too. That's a good one. That's a real one. All right, guys. Well, that is the show. Thanks, Johnny Carlton, for hosting. Did a good job. Thanks, King.
My pleasure.
Thank you to Jay Crom as well. Good luck to your team. The king of the night. Good luck to your teams on the weekend. Any final words?
The Vegas.
I hope we all get a win this weekend.
Thanks, mate. Appreciate it.
You know I want to see Johnny Carlton smile, man. You know, I mean, I want to see him smile.
I really hate Collingwood, so a lot of my family goes.
Just play out 4 quarters for fuck's sake, Carl. Come on.
That's all we're asking for.
All right,
That's
guys. Take care. Spike your hair. Remember, stay hunky. Thank you.
Stay hunky.